We have got a great show for you. This is the 4th episode of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show. And with that, I'd like to turn things over to our Chief Moffat County Correspondent, Patty Zimmer.
Thank you, Todd. I'm Patty Zimmer, coming to you live from possibly the capital city of the 51st state, Craig, America. Where an unknown politician is about to make his candidacy known for Moffat County coroner. We expect to hear from this candidate, Aloysius Dipschlitz, and his campaign manager, Grant Bursick, really? At any time. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us tonight at these glorious accommodations here at the Moffat County Fairground Pavilion. The rodeo, assault rifle giveaway, and U.S. Constitution giveaway will be just outside in about 20 minutes. Yeehaw, people. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Aloysius Dipschlitz, the next Craig America coroner. Aloysius is here to unveil his platform of core teabagger beliefs. Although he has no actual medical education or training of any kind, his deep moral values, conservative beliefs, and love of the United States Constitution will allow him to represent you, the enlightened voters of Craig America, to find dead people and pronounce them as, in fact, dead. Now, just a cow. Okay. Aloysius Dipschlitz is for a government so small that you can drown it in his tobacco juice-filled spittoon. He's for abolishing the entire tax system, keeping the federal government shut down, and enforcing taxes only on registered Democrats. Scott Ford, we know you're here. So, Moffat County citizens can raise their funds to make a militia to help them in their succession and during the 51st state.
Now, my name is Aloysius Dipschlitz, and I approve this message.
Aloysius Dipschlitz will work tirelessly for completely defunding and repeal of Obamacare. The passage of a federal law making it a crime to ever speak or mention the name Obama. And the immediate impeachment of Barack Hussein Osama. And Aloysius can accomplish all of this as your Craig America coroner.
Well, my name's Aloysius Dipschlitz, and Wait, what's a coroner do?
Pause.
I approve this message.
Now, that's all the time we have for prepared remarks. We'd like to open it up to some questions. Patty. Come on. All right, Casey, you're up.
Yes, what is your position on campaign finance reform?
Now, that's a great question, Casey.
Aloysius Dipschlitz will not follow politics as usual in Washington, D.C. He will not be beholden to big corporations, except those owned by Rupert Murdoch or the Koch brothers. And Aloysius promises to rely on creative ways to finance his campaign and coronership. We got a video for this?
Hey, bro, what are you doing? That's my livelihood.
Out of my way. No, you don't even vote, hippie. You're a burden on society. Non-filters, please.
Come right up.
Never mind. I'm supposed to be cutting back. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
All right, next question. Russ, you're up.
Mr. Dipschlitz, have you selected your cabinet yet?
That's an excellent question. Meow.
Absolutely. We have already vetted all of the candidates and have assembled a cabinet of top-notch caliber that will sail through the City Council confirmation process.
Well, prestigious.
All right, I think we have time for one more question. Patty, you're up. Come on, seriously? Todd, take it away.
Patty, come on. Really. So, as an undercover member of the Tea Party, I would like to know, where does your candidate, Mr. Dipschlitz, go for his dental hygiene needs?
That's a great question. That's a great question. That's a great question.
Upright preventive dentistry, of course.
What makes you smile?
Can I have a follow-up question, please?
All right.
So how do we know that your candidate is a true believer in the Tea Party system and not just using the Tea Party name to launch his campaign?
That's a great question, Todd. Yeah, that's a great question, Todd. Damn Blackberry.
We've made campaign stops at each and every Tea Party event in Northwest Colorado. And there is no element of the Tea Party revolution that Aloysius Dipschlitz does not know about and support.
Yeah, that is a great question.
As you can see, Aloysius Dipschlitz completely supports the Tea Party ideals. And come November, he hopes he can count on your vote.
You're doing it wrong. You need to put your pinky out like this.
Meow.
Ew, why do you have a hole in your neck?
Meow. Well, that's a great question.
You can count on my vote. Wait, what's a vote? Are you ready to sing our song? I love you, you love me.
We're a happy family.
Now, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you, citizens of Craig America. And remember, vote Dipschlitz.
Let me be your road.
Well, I think one of the things that really makes us unique is our outdoor fire pit. It feels good, and it creates this environment where everyone feels a part of something. And you turn to people, you meet more people, you socialize more.
Again, a city where the fire pit is right on the river. We get it going year round as soon as the sun goes down. You know, it's a year-round event.
Greetings, viewers. Casey Lane here, and I'm reporting live from the Chief Theater with some late-breaking developments. First, it seems that Aloysius Dipschlitz has suspended his campaign for Moffat County Coroner after this video was leaked. This video. This is the one.
What is Mr. Aloysius?
Yeah. I hate tea. Yeah, tastes like dishwater, and it doesn't get you high.
It appears that Aloysius Dipschlitz's campaign for Tea Party success has shattered like fine, tiny china. I am also receiving some news that Todd Danielson, the host of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show, has been involved in some sort of scandal. He is expected to give us some more details soon in this press conference that he has scheduled.
Armor!
Here he is now. He's approaching the podium. His wife is with him. She does not look happy. This can't be good.
Hi. First, I'd like to thank you all for coming on such short notice. I've called for this press conference to make a few announcements. You will soon likely see reports about me engaging in behavior that does not live up to the lofty moral standards of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show. But I would like you all to know that these reports are highly exaggerated, okay? The truth is not as terrible as what you will hear. Yes, I have been recording videos of myself twerking. Yes, I was in my underwear. And yes, it was a thong. I know. Like 2 little hamburger buns, I know.
Where's the video?
And yes, I was then sending all of those videos to everyone who liked our Facebook page. Oh, that's why I was doing it, I'm sorry. I've come to realize in these last few hours since I've been exposed, literally, that I have a crippling addiction, you see? When the music starts playing and the rhythm is right, my buttocks, they just start shaking uncontrollably. And the twerking begins. Oh, it's terrible. It's so terrible, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not sure why I then record myself and send these videos to strangers, but I'm sure that this is some other disorder and affliction for which I will soon seek treatment. But you see, I know that with the support of my lovely, adoring wife, my rock, my forgiving angel, you see? Forgiving is the key word here. Angel. Okay, listen. I know that with her support, I can overcome this terrible disease. That is why after tonight's show, I'll be checking myself into the Miley Cyrus Twerking Rehabilitation Center. It's an addiction, it really is. And I will then be resigning as host of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show.
That position is just open for us.
Wait. Fear not, people, fear not. The show must go on. It will go on.
That's right.
There will be a new host.
That's right.
In my absence, okay?
With a monologue?
They'll have to do it all. There's going to be a new host.
You can do it.
But since this show is about our audience and not us, okay, well maybe it's about me, but not us, all right? See, why does everyone who knows me laugh at that joke? It happens every single time and I don't know why. But the point is, I'm going to let you, the audience, decide who will be the next host of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show. Will it be Patty Zimmer? She's the wise yoga instructor with the most experience. But, there's a but, she's also the oldest. And we don't know how long she's going to be around, right? Or perhaps maybe Eric Leach, the contractor. Right? Because
Really, Charlie Brown?
Yeah, seriously.
Sit down, Charlie Brown.
given the times, he could actually use another job. Something steady, even if it is only once a month and doesn't actually pay you anything. No! It's true. What about maybe the energetic Casey Lane, huh?
No way. I'm not working. I can twerk better than you two.
She'd likely be better than me at all of this if she wasn't really, really high all the time.
But if I'm this good when I am high, woo!
I'm just saying, I'm just giving the audience some information.
Nice
And of course, let's not forget about Grant Bursack. Yeah. Because we all know that Grant is No, I'm trying to say something nice, not lawyer.
Liar?
You know what? He's kind of tall, right?
He's got facial hair.
And that's pretty good. He's kind of tall, so maybe him. All right, listen, it's up to you people. You're gonna decide. Thank you.
I'm Patty Zimmer, and my doctors say I have a lot of years left of being funny.
I don't know. At least I'm high and all the time, just like Bill Maher, and he is hilarious because he's high all the time.
Abraham Lincoln? Tall. Bill Clinton? Tall. John McCain?
Whoa, you guys know I can dance, right? I'm like the best dancer in the whole group, man.
All right, come on, guys. Come on. Break it up.
At least I'm not twerking.
You guys, we got a real political forum coming up next.
We're just about to have a vote.
Whoa. I can use excessive force.
All right, we're out. Sorry.
Let's go.
My name is Fawn, and I'm the executive chef at Sweetwater. We change our menu seasonally, and we try to cater to the things that are available to us in Colorado. What's going to be the most fresh when I get it, and what's just available in the Rocky Mountains. So
I do 2 different wedding video packages. The cinematic wedding package where we have Steadicam, we have jibs, we have dollies, we have interviews, everything you want. Or we do the shotgun wedding package, which is 2 cameras just to prove the freaking thing happened.
That's my kind of wedding.
We're ready to videotape you.
All right, so thank you all for joining us for the first ever Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show Candidate Forum. Huh? Yeah. Tonight, look at this. We have 5, count them 5 candidates for Steamboat Springs City Council. Now they're ready to discuss the issues and reveal their platforms before we have this upcoming election in November. So I'm going to start with our most important topic to our audience. Now, is that tax issues?
No.
Economic stimulation? How about marijuana? Yeah. I thought, So now, as you know, Amendment 64 opened the door to adult use retail marijuana sales in Colorado. Such sales are slated to begin in January 2014, and the current City Council appears set to let that happen, with some added regulations. Now, if you are elected to City Council, will you try to alter City Council's current path toward allowing sales in January? As a bonus topic, would you be okay with marijuana retailers actually using the word marijuana in its signage?
God bless them.
When you're ready, tell me. Well, let's get you a microphone. Do you mind just holding it yourself?
That's an excellent question, Mark.
I'm not going to alter the City Council's current path. And, marijuana, I'm not really sure. We'll have to ask Walter why they didn't want the name in the signs. But maybe it was to support local businesses like the Highmark, the Smokehouse, Steamboat Bakery, something like that. So I think that was right.
Now we'd like to hear from Mr. Clark Davidson. Same question.
Well, I've been to some of these before. I'm a little concerned over this idea that there are rules, because my understanding of pirate theater is there's no rules. Yeah, but and on the marijuana, I'm not sure that any of us can get in time to change it. I do think maybe we should have advanced it. I'm worried about our Christmas tourists that might be here for a little extra merriment while they're here, and they're going to miss out. And as far as the signage, yeah, I do share a concern that people are going to be wandering around town wondering where they can purchase.
They could be asking children at the bus stop.
Yeah. we don't want that. But actually, that's a great idea, Todd. And I think Tony and John would agree with me. We could probably add at the bus stops, where to purchase your marijuana and give them a little graph and which bus to get on. Because they're going to need to ride the bus because they're not going to be able to be at the mountain or downtown and find anything.
Right.
Yeah, so any city bus.
The green line. I like that. Bravo, audience. Never said that. Let's get a handout for that one. That was good. Yeah.
So how's my time? Because I want to break the rule.
You got like 15 seconds if you need.
No, give it to John.
All right. We're going to hear from John Fielding now.
The common sense dictates that legal intoxicants be treated similarly. So we certainly should allow the use of fast cars, sexy women, and jet-set parties to advertise marijuana sales. Or perhaps we may recognize that the regulations exist because these substances are damaging to society and choose to restrict the regulations for advertising alcohol. But that would be a reformer's stance. You'll hear the word reform a lot in my candidacy, directed at the city government particularly.
All right, thank you, John. Scott Ford?
This is really embarrassing.
Go ahead.
But I've never even inhaled. I know. It's so, I'm such a Boy Scout. Part of what happens, I think, is, and we talked about the change, the actual act that was, the citizen initiative was called, Treat Marijuana as Alcohol, Act of 2012. City Council made some decisions not to treat it as such, not to allow, I think we have the process in place through the conditional use. I think it sounds more formal than you guys did, but a conditional use to put it, you can actually, much like if you put it in a liquor store, you go through the conditional use process and lets residents and businesses nearby comment on it. I think that what we did on the signs, by not using either marijuana or the leaf sign on it, creates an interesting thing, because we could do that with all of our signs. You wouldn't know where the auto parts store was. You wouldn't know where, we could change the smokehouse to some other name, massage parlor. You could recreate a lot of different signs, but that's what, from my standpoint, it was just a little silly not to actually use the name.
All right, thank you.
You're the one that did it. I was there. I saw you.
I welcome the counter because I think that it's unprecedented what we're about to accept here. In Denver, Colorado, the marijuana growers are growing extra extreme crops, 3 times what they've grown, to accept all the people that are coming here for marijuana tourism. And I think that Steamboat has a good setup. We don't have to lead and be the most freewheeling community with marijuana. People will find that distribution centers, the medical marijuana centers, but we don't have to lead it. If we come downtown and as strong as marijuana is today, that people are out there getting high and then they're going drinking after that, we're opening ourselves to a set of problems that we don't know. It's unprecedented. So I think the council as a whole, and the part that council I'm of, thought that not to teach people better, but just to take it slow, take small steps. It's more prudent than open up the Wild West here. And in the Wild West, a lot of people got killed. And the Wild West here in the new marijuana 2013 we're in, you can't put it back in. And so let's take it slow, and I think it will help everybody in the community. And let Breckenridge, let other communities make the mistakes of putting, marijuana centers downtown right at all where they meet and greet all their tourism. So I'm proud of what we did, and I think it's a good situation.
Perfect. You got within 5 seconds. Whoa! I was this close to making strange noises, so I appreciate that. So
don't keep lying to her.
Come on, bring it. We've got a short ad we'd like to play right now.
I'm Casey Lane, and I approve this message. Do you want the kind of host that you can kick back and have a beer with? Patty Zimmer is gluten intolerant. Patty Zimmer can't drink beer. Vote for beer. Vote normal. Vote Casey Lane. Do Do you want a host that's going to suck pirate theater dry? Eric Leach has suckers right in his name. Eric Leach sucks. Vote for Casey Lane. Do you want a host with a great sense of style? Grant Bursick has been spotted wearing capri pants. What does he think this is? Boulder? Capri pants are for girls. Vote Casey Lane.
This message was paid for by All That Jazz, Steamboat's source for music, concert tickets, pirate theater tickets, clothing, novelty items, and much, much more.
Okay, at the very end, we're putting some of our sponsors on there, so go back and watch the video when it comes back out so you can hear what that was. Yeah, exactly. All right, so our next question, we're going to start with Clark Davidson. This is a quick question with short answers, less than 30 seconds, okay, guys? Now, we all know that the top answer is Rita Valentine Park. But, in your opinion, what is the second dumbest location for a new public safety campus? You've got 30 seconds.
I decided to take some seriousness into this question. And, you know, I'm a CPA, and so I'm good with math, numbers. I did a lot of measuring. And I went out a little bit towards the west end of town, and I started measuring. And I found the perfect spot. On top of the James Brown Soul Center of the Universe Bridge, we can build our police station.
Nice. All right, John Fielding, you got 30 seconds. What's the second dumbest location?
Right under the James Brown Bridge. This speaks to the need for serious reform in city government.
Under the bridge. Go ahead, Scott.
Dumbest place to put it? Iron Horse. Let's enshrine stupid for 50 years.
Walter? All right, what do you got?
I kind of disagree with Scott. I think the dumbest place is to keep it where it is, that downtown, we're going to have revitalization of downtown. Downtown's going to change. We're building a police station for the next 40 years. We're not building a police station for the next 3 years. So we have to look forward. Some of the locations aren't going to look great to people, but we're going to try to go back to the beginning. And I know I've been on city council since this started, but let's go back to the beginning, start again with the matrix. Everybody can come down and give their favorite pick. Not throwing darts, but looking at it.
Well, we're going to get to the serious side of the question next. So I'll give you 5 more seconds to put the funny answer because we're going to the serious answers next.
So the stupidest place is across from our new bike park down there.
There we go.
And the infiltration galleries.
All right, so we're gonna address. So Tony Connell, you got 30 seconds. Second dumbest location. What do you got?
Well, our healthcare costs are out of control, so right next to Milk Run and Brooklyn. Not a good idea.
It would make a short commute. The ambulances wouldn't have to go very far.
It would be packed,
right.
you know. But
all right, now we're gonna start with John Fielding. Now we're getting now the serious side of this issue. So now, what do you think are the best option for Steamboat's public safety campus needs? Now, do we need new buildings? And if so, where would you recommend locating them and why? Serious answers.
I defer to the opinion of our illustrious retired police chief, J.D. Hayes, who says they can do perfectly well in the building that they're in for a few more years with just a little bit of accommodation, say taking over the garage bays downstairs that currently are used by the fire department. Then perhaps move over to the Yampa Valley Electric Building. There are people who are seriously investigating whether major structural upgrades would be required. The idea of taking the police out of the heart of downtown, I just don't get it. That's where they're needed the most. That's where the heart of their business is. And there are a lot smarter people than me that have thought a lot about it and recommended that it stay where it is, or next door.
All right, go ahead. Scott Ford, the same serious question. You are up.
This whole issue about the police department wasn't even an issue until there was a decision to sell the public safety building. And once that was done, then this urgency started. Now that that sale has been canceled, there's no need to make this move forward as fast as we've been doing. And kind of as a result, we've got a little bit of what I call new car fever. And it's like you were driving down and you just wanted to stop in and see what the new Nissans were doing on a Saturday morning, and you find yourself at 1:30 driving away with a $43,000 pickup. You know, at the end of the day, this is the biggest expenditure that the city was ever made in terms of capital. It needs to be very careful, and I would actually think when we do this much volume, it wouldn't be bad if we just voted on this as a citizenry, because it's $10 million. You and I would have so much fun there.
All right, Walter, now's your chance.
Okay, here's political. Now, but as Scott said, it is a big investment, but you also, I think, understanding that as you look at it, and I've been on council for 6 years, and you look at the space that the police are operating out of now, and it's a space that needs expansion. It's a space that they need more room for their business. And so it takes a community to support these guys, to support the police services. However, we need to go in the direction where we can all be helping them, and I don't think downtown is the right spot. So I think that moving out of downtown supports the city of Steamboat Springs, downtown revitalization. But, you know, I can agree with Scott too that let's study this for another year and come up with the best spot with the best matrix. We're back at first base. We've done this, we've stumbled, we've fallen, we got to first base. But as a city, we need to start at first base and look to second and keep the community informed on the whole policy as we move forward.
This sounded like a date.
It's a long date.
You made it over so much. You volunteered for this.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Tony. Next time I'm gonna have Casey do this.
No, you won't.
No, actually. All right, Tony Connell, same question. You're up.
So, you know, the question is great. Well, how did this all of a sudden go from a park project to be the most important one in the city? And so I'm not really sure until I get on and see, you know, what the priorities are, but of all the priorities in the city, why this has become number one. And I can't imagine answering this without also answering fire, because there's got to be millions of dollars of savings if this is done in a coordinated manner. And also, you know, what part is technology going to play? I know we all don't like the idea that there's going to be cameras at intersections, but do we really need in the future the same technology that we're using right now with people? Maybe we'll use cameras and some other things. And I'd also like to say that there's got to be some kind of coordination. So take a year, prioritize, have somebody who's an expert do this and not, you know, keep just throwing staff time at it. So, thanks.
All right, Clark Davidson. Same question.
So yeah, the police station, I was at the budget the other day, and it was a little scary for me with my background seeing that we're going to take 10 of our $12 million in reserves and move them all in towards building this police station that they were voting on to adopt, the current city council, leaving us only a couple million, which only rises through a couple of months if things disaster were to strike. And in running a city government, it's my understanding as an accountant that you want at least 6 months in there. It seems rash the way it's moving forward. We do, initially they brought up, it's the fire station issue, and then it became the police station issue. And as Scott said, it was the sale of the Bat Building, which honestly was John Roberts' idea, and then city council fired him. So if it was such a great idea, why did you fire John? And they keep running forward with it. The community has been outraged at it, and yet there's no stop in saying let's restart. And they voted to stick that into the budget. That's the way they were moving forward. It just seemed imprudent fiscally to me. I agree with what everyone else is saying, you know, up here about we have the fire issue. There's a west route needs a deal with their fire. There seems to me that if we spent some time, there's lots of options that we could pursue that would be wise. And I'm someone that, you know, living here in town, I like having my fire and police in the center of my community. That's a part of my community.
All right. The first one barely over the limit, so
whoa!
I avoided.
I told you I wanted to break a rule.
Yeah, you wanted to break the rule. While we're contemplating the penalty for Clark, let's take another video.
I'm Patty Zimmer, and I approve this message. Hi, I'm Patty Zimmer, and unlike my inexperienced colleagues, I prefer to take the high road in this campaign. So I'd just simply like to say thank you for your consideration and your support.
Okay.
Oh, God, thank God. I am so sick of those whiny little talking about my age as if I can't even hear them. If they say one more thing about my age, I'm going to shred that flag of theirs and jam it down their throats. I swear
We're still rolling.
What?
We're still rolling.
Kidding. Comedy.
This message was paid for by Smartwool, known for its warm, comfortable socks and gear, sold worldwide.
On what issue here? I don't know.
All right, we're going to start the next question with Scott Ford. Now, besides marijuana, another topic important to our audience is how the lodging tax will be spent. Now, we like our trails, and we like Yampa Street, right? So now, if ballot initiative 2A fails, the question of how to spend the accommodations tax goes back to City Council. Now, if that would happen, what would your position be as City Council member on how to best spend that money? Scott Ford, you're up.
Well, if you've had an opportunity to read the ballot language, I've always had a general rule of thumb. If you can't explain it to a 7th grader, you likely ought to vote no. And this language looks like a language that's a part of a pension fund. You know, so much is going to go for so many for so long. I think we're trying to shoehorn something in on the ballot language, so I think it's very likely it will not pass. At that point, it comes back into City Council. Nice thing about it is I think with, you know, probably good legal advice, we've been focused on using it to build new things. I likely think we probably have enough things to take care of as it is. I would like to perhaps look at repurposing the accommodation tax to take care of things like, you know, modernizing our bathrooms down by the rodeo ground, making the rodeo grounds better, you know, looking at some of the different things that can happen at House and Hill. We need funding sources for those, and what they'll do is they'll just be projects that will stay out there for quite some time if we don't do it.
All right. Au contraire, my friend. You know, you took my bathrooms away, and I've always been in for the last 6 years. I've been getting this filthy bathrooms at 9th Inning, and we call it the 9th Inning concessionaire down there at Howson. However, I think that if it fails the tax on the additional trails and the trails accommodation lodging tax, which is kind of convoluted. A lot of people have a lot of different aspects of it. You could say we're building mountain bike trails, or we're building a 12-foot wide concrete trail, which costs 5 times the amount of a single track trail. So I think a lot of that gets lost when we're proposing it to one another without considering what are the aspects of it. So if it does pass, I look forward to working on the accommodations tax and with the program that promotes the different trails that get built, so we get trails that are built within the community that adhere to the most people in the community. I think getting out to Steamboat 2 is a long-lost dream of Routt County Commissioners that the city of Steamboat Springs is going to have to promote and have to complete. So I think that the most important connection is the soft surface flat trails versus a lot of things that are in the Trails Alliance community plan are mountain bike type trails. However, mountain bike trails, you can build 5 miles of a mountain bike trail for what you can build 1 mile of community trail.
Thank you, Walter. Appreciate that.
There you go.
All right. So next up, Tony Connell.
Thank you. I think the city has shown. So the scenario is it's failed, and there's going to be $600,000 to $800,000 a year of money coming into city coffers. You know, we don't have to spend it right away, and we can accumulate it. And the other part of it is this city has shown when the plan is defined and when there's great compelling reasons and we show what's going to happen, i.e. the school tax, that even in bad times we'll pass those things. And so I would say, you know, if we come back and we say these are the things that are going to happen, and I think the electorate would support those. But when it's a big picture thing and we don't know if the money's going to go to overhead or engineering and never really get built, hard thing to sell.
Thank you. All right. Davidson. Same question. Yeah. We'll get audience questions later. 1 second. Go ahead, Clark. You're up.
Yeah, this question in a way is really hard for me because I haven't read any of the grants that came in, and I think it's kind of imprudent to speak on them when you have no information on it. I am a believer that Hallison Hill is one of the most unique, greatest city parks in the world. It serves people no matter what their interests. You're skiing, you're ice skating, you need a playground for your kids, tennis courts, baseball diamonds, and biking trails, and the stables, and the horseback riding. You know, whatever you enjoy to do, the skateboard park, it's there. And to me, I just spent 4 years at the depot. The city let the building waste away. You'd walk out back and look at it and you'd want to cry. I know the same thing's going on over there with buildings and stuff. And so to me, it seems like we use money that's coming in to take care of what we have. We can entertain so many different people, no matter what their interests. They're all entertained over at Hallison Hill. And we have to take care of what we have before we build new. When you build new, it all requires future maintenance and costs. For example, the $10 million police station, what's that going to cost in future maintenance? Because there was nothing in the budget about that.
10 seconds left. You got it. All right, John Fielding, you're up. Same question, please.
Well, Scott hit it first and Clark hit it again. Tony got it right too. The repurposing of this tax is something that has to be seriously considered. It's my understanding that the way the law is written, the tax can only be spent on new facilities. Therefore, as a city council member, I would immediately propose a ballot initiative to the voters that modifies the uses available for those funds to include maintenance of city facilities that are primarily for attracting tourists. The Hallison Hill, the rodeo grounds, it's sadly in need of an upgrade, and it can be our greatest attraction. There is something missing there, though. There's not quite something for everyone. Having been struck by a crippling injury, I've become keenly aware of how few facilities there are for the people that walk with a cane or crutches or sit in a wheelchair. There need to be some accommodations made, and I do think we should fund it.
There we go. Appealing to our band. Nicely done. All right, so while we hand the mic over to Walter, I believe we've got another clip for you.
You're good. I am Eric Leach, and I approve this message. Patty Zimmer, that whole yoga thing is just a giant cover-up. She is a card-carrying member of the Alaska Tea Party. I have seen her card. Grant Bursick, his beard's always the same length. I've never trusted a guy whose beard doesn't grow. Casey Lane, you'd think she'd be good. I know for a fact Casey Lane is from Texas. We'll never admit it. There's nothing funny about that. I know it's enough about me. Do the smart thing. Vote for me.
This message was paid for by Josh and Pecky at Cornerstone Home Lending. Whether you need a new mortgage or a refinance at lower rates, Josh and Pecky at Cornerstone Home Lending are the guys to see.
I guess I should get out of the way. Let's see. The sponsors you're not hearing were the Sweetwater Grill, Smart Wool, Cornerstone Home Lending. Yes, Josh and Pecky over at Cornerstone Home Lending. If you need a finance, go see those guys. And all that jazz. Yes, thank you. So they'll be on the videos, but it's too funny. I know, you gotta laugh. It's good. All right, so next we're gonna start with Walter Magill. All right, so now the question goes to you. If you could accomplish one thing as a member of City Council, besides not being mercilessly made fun of by Pirate Theater and everyone else in town, what would that be? One thing.
Come to a union between the tubers and the fly fishermen and other river users every year and every summer.
I like it. All right, we're going to go back over to Tony just to keep the order going. One thing.
One thing. I'd like to see help for the families and middle class. I think, Scott will talk a lot about location neutral business, and it helped us after the downturn. but I still feel like there's a lot of people, a lot of contractors, and just the middle class that are kind of hanging on here. And so I'd like to try to help that demographic as much as possible.
Right, Davidson, you could accomplish one thing as city council member. What would it be?
How much time do I have?
You've got the 30 seconds, you've just lost 4.
Perfect. I had a fascinating tour this week of the Mount Warner Water District that supplies over half of our water to the city. And apparently that's an area that's kind of being ignored right now by the city. There are old agreements that have never been signed. And the people that are there are going to leave one day, and eventually something will probably go wrong. I know this is really boring, but as Scott has taught me, there are 5 essential services: water, fire, police, roads, and sewer. To me, water is really, really important out of those. So I'd like to see that put in order while I'm on city council.
All right. John Fielding, one thing.
I have to agree with Tony completely. There are a lot of people that the economic recovery has just not got to yet. And I have a number of proposals. You'll have to read them in the forum to get the details on them. But the best way to help the people that are struggling is to improve the business climate. And the city government in its regulations crush business. I have some specific proposals that would enable a restaurant, for instance, to not have to pay $40,000 in tap fees to start up, but could pay a little bit each year as long as it was in business. You realize that if you want to put a second bathroom in your home, you'll pay more to the city than you will to the plumber, but you won't flush your toilet any more often. There are a lot of regulations in the city that absolutely crush business and prevent the middle class from getting ahead. Better yet, just trying to stay in the middle class.
All right, Scott Ford, you're up.
When you get down to one thing, and I've heard great proposals on the side, but really only the one thing I'm going to be able to control, I'm going to do my very, very best while on council to make sure that at every meeting I try to incorporate a line from the Blues Brothers, Animal Shack, Caddyshack, or the last one. I feel like oh yeah, that one.
Nice. Well, all right.
Walter's already done it.
Yeah, Patty, you ready for the speed round, Patty? We're going to need you on this one, okay? So we're going to be going boom, boom, boom. All right. In all of these little conversations, we like to do something called the speed round. Fast questions. You've got like 2-word answers tops. You guys ready?
Go.
We're just going to keep going in order from Tony down because it's just much easier. All right, first question. Is the Steamboat Springs economy on the upswing, neutral, or still in poor shape?
Slightly better, but risky.
Clark.
Upswing.
John.
Slightly better, but very risky.
Go ahead, Scott.
Upswing, troubled waters.
Go ahead, Walter.
Upswing.
All right. Now, will Pirate Theater... Cell phone, really? I'm just kidding. Come on. Like we haven't screwed up 50 times tonight, okay? It's okay for us. It's okay for you. All right. Second question, though, on the economic theme. Now, will Pirate Theater audience drink sales help significantly improve that economy? Patty, see what I mean?
Absolutely.
I had to put my drink down.
Yes.
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 That's so dangerous.
2, yes, go quick, make it fast.
No, because on this work the next day it'll balance out to 0.
Fair enough.
Not at these prices.
It's okay, Scott, that will make TV, man, don't worry.
I know who I'm not voting for.
Well, the nice thing is that you can make the biggest contribution if you get stopped because Chris Hammond is here and he can help you with your DUI.
Half off on doubles till 10 o'clock.
All right. All right, now back over here, Patty. Come on, this is where you're earning your money. There's 2 more questions.
It goes forever.
1 word to describe your philosophy on potential city budget matters. 1 word.
Discipline.
Okay.
Balanced.
One word.
1 word. Go back.
Conservative.
Okay.
Curmudgeon.
Skeptic.
All right. 1 more, Patty. Last one. Now, the final and most important question of the evening. Do you think that Ben Affleck will make for a good Batman?
Charlie Sheen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. George Clooney.
I thought Ben Affleck was the guy in the commercial with the duck.
Adam West.
All right. Now, thank you. Now, we've got time for just like 2 questions from the audience. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask a city council? Oh, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. We've got one more ad. Let's sorry.
Patty Zimmer teaches yoga. Do you know who else teaches yoga? Osama bin Laden. A vote for Patty is a vote for terrorists. Eric Leach is a contractor. Do you know who else is a contractor? Osama bin Laden. A vote for Eric Leach is a vote for terrorists. Casey Lane grooms cats and dogs. Do you know who else grooms cats and dogs? Osama bin Laden. A vote for Casey is a vote for terrorists.
I'm Grant Bursick, and I approve this message.
This message was paid for by McCrite Progressive Dentistry, where the genuine care and comfort of clients is their highest mission and concern. What makes you smile?
McCrite Progressive Dentistry, that was the other one, so let's not forget about that. Okay, do we have any quick questions from the audience you guys would like to ask? We've got 5. No family members allowed.
You can't do that one, I'm sorry.
Okay, anyone non-family member like to ask a question?
Chris.
Is there anything that you would shut the government down for?
John.
You got that's a question. Good. Patty. You got, no, that's a question. Go ahead. Ask, is there anything you guys would shut the government for? You can just yell out answers. We're in the fun zone here.
The local government?
Probably not.
City council?
Yeah. All right. Question for you.
How about
No.
28 inches of snow overnight and it's shut down so everybody goes skiing? No.
Hotter day.
How about no? Back to work. What was your question, ma'am? Casey's Pond and the elderly.
I plan
What
to
is
be
your
one.
vision of Casey's Pond in that situation?
Well, I think is this on? I just think it's a great thing for the city. I know that there's some controversy about the price of that for some folks, but I understand that just as many Medicare people are going to be in it, and so I think it's great that somebody's going to be able to bring their family members here and age gracefully.
Break it in. All right, Clark, go ahead. We're going to give everybody a chance. This is the last. Just ask us one last question. Does anyone else have anything like to say?
Casey's Pond's going to answer that deep question where you have 2 sisters going, Mom's not living with me.
Could be a great asset for the community.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for families to have their elderly here that otherwise would be more difficult and challenging.
Ducks are going to love it.
The ducks are going to love. They'll feed them all the time.
Oh, really? No.
Tom, we got on the pole.
All right, we do.
Sonia, City Council member.
All right, Sonia, go ahead. Sorry.
What about the city employees? What's going to happen with them?
Do you want to start with?
My understanding is we're building a new police station, so we're probably spending about $270,000 per police officer, and that's where all their raises are going right now. That should likely be changed, but.
Go ahead, Jay.
We've got to look at the whole package for the employees, and if we can't retain or attract the very best, we've got to look at that, but we've also got to celebrate and reward the best of the best, and so to treat them all equally is not one of my strategies, but yet we've got to keep labor costs at, everybody is asking for productivity increases, and so we've got to keep it at a certain percentage or below every year.
Anyone else?
Some of the city employees that seem to have the best deal of all are the ones that contract their services to the city. I was at a staff meeting yesterday. The management was there, the city manager, the city attorney, and the directors of each of the departments. And I asked a couple of questions about exactly where the chain of responsibility lies. And it turns out that no one could tell me who is responsible for the city prosecutor's office. No one knew, not even the city attorney. So become a contractor, and nobody will even be watching you.
All right. You guys, can we ask just one more question? You guys, one last, the lady over there, she's very, this is the last question, so I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, as an elected official, whoever gets elected.
I just need one vote.
As an elected official, can you please do your job and represent the people of America instead of getting on a Republican or Democrat? Just do your friggin' job.
Anyone have an answer besides yes?
Yes.
All right, that's it. That's all we have time for tonight, guys. Listen, we appreciate it. Everybody, round of applause for our city council candidates, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys did a great job. So, this was the time we were going to take a vote on who would be the next host of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show. But, after some tearful and very, very expensive conversation with my wife, we have decided that I do not need to resign as host of the Pirate Theater Monthly Daily Show.